Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. Today I'll be travelling from barn to barn trying out 3 lovely horses in a search for my dream eventer. I saw a few new horses added to the Stradbroke Sales online website, and a few in particular caught my eye with their stunning yet unique coats. I saved up tons of money and I think I am finally able to try some horses out. This gives me a good few months to train up, get to know and hopefully bond with a certain horse before the eventing season commences. The first yard that I rode at was called Riverside Stables, and this is where I will be trying out the first horse that I spotted. His name is Winston, he's 16 hands, and he is 11 years old. I was curious, so I DM'd her on Tuesday night, and sure enough, the following morning she sent a positive reply saying that we could schedule a date for when I could come and view him. While I was messaging her, she told me about 2 other wonderful horses who were for sale as well, and I agreed to meet them both. Even with a firm budget of £7,000 in mind, I am determined to go ahead and find my dream ideal eventer. Winston currently competes at 4 stars in eventing, which is surprisingly really good, so I am thrilled to be riding such an awesome horse. After a little chat and I led him out to the arena, then I decided to hop on board and test him out. In the advert it did say that he may kick or buck, however he was an absolute angel when being ridden. To be fair, he felt so much bigger when I was riding him than he did on the ground. However, that is probably just because I'm short. I tested out all of his gaits, which were all beautiful and really floaty for an eventer. His canter is a lot bouncier than usual, however that will take me some time to get used to, but I know I will adapt soon enough. Well, you may be wondering why I'm not testing him out on the XC. That is because at this yard they haven't got any XC. If this all goes well today, I will hopefully go ahead and try him out again before making my final decision. After a long warm-up, I decided to pop him over the first jump, of which he sure did fly over it. He is super strong for a gelding, and he does kind of launch himself at the jump, of which you do have to half halt quite often, and he has got tons of scope, which is awesome for XC, as even though he does rush up to the jumps, he is lovely with his striding and he did not place 1 foot wrong. His aids were really responsive and overall he was such a pleasure to ride. And then the next day I woke up bright and early at 5 AM to go and try out Mabel. So I made a minor mistake when I was reading through the advert. Unfortunately, she is out of my budget. However, I will try and compromise the price and I will still go and try her out and see what she's like. I do have a little bit of wiggle room for the price, so hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will be fine. After a little hunt, I managed to locate her stables, and of course, before the ride, I had to give her loads of little scratches. Look at how cute she is. Compared to Winston, she was a lot easier to get onto, as she is a whole hand smaller than him. She may not be as scopy as Winston, however she apparently has a spring in her step and she currently competes at 125 in show jumping as she is an all-rounder. She has done a fair amount of eventing, so she has kind of been there and done everything already. So she is fairly experienced and that will teach me a lot more as I am willing to get back into eventing a little bit more. However, I haven't in quite a long time. I used to event quite a lot on Aussie, however after a past experience injury, I am not allowed to compete on him anymore. One thing that her and Winston have in common is their canter. She is also fairly bouncy, but she seems quite a bit faster. She does not really seem to rush up to jumps as much though. The jumps in the arena are currently set to 90 centimetres, which is great as she can jump a bit bigger than Winston and it allows me to kind of like see what she'll be like if we were to go out competing in some higher classes in eventing. I did get warned that she is like your average mare, and of course she did pop in the occasional buck here and there, but I was perfectly fine with that. She was fairly lazy to get over the jumps as she did refuse a couple of times, but once we kind of started, she would not stop. She was so excited. Now, she may not have competed at many big shows, however, she was supposed to be competing at Hoy's this year, but unfortunately her owner fell ill and she didn't have enough time to look after Mabel, so unfortunately she had to make the decision to sell her. One thing that I found out is that she is awesome at sharp turns, so if I was to also use her for show jumping, she would be amazing at jump offs. Overall, I think trying her out today was really good. Even though she's a bit over my budget, she has loads of potential and would be great to teach me. And last but not least, I have to try out Florida, who is also known as Flores. She is owned by the one, the only Margaret Thompson, who is well known over the equestrian social media. I tagged Florida up off camera just to make sure that she was all comfortable in her tack, and sure enough she is. She was very well managed when standing still, and same as riding, to be honest. Florida is a relatively young ex-racer with soulful eyes and a gleaming coat. She has competed at major events and remains unfazed in the face of any challenges. Her strides are bold and expansive, yet she also offers a reassuring sense of confidence. She currently competes at 110, but is easily capable of competing at 1m20 m. However, there is one thing that I definitely need to note. She is a little bit, I say a little bit, she is a huge escape artist. She'll definitely need a paddock with high fencing to keep her secure. She sailed effortlessly over the jumps I put her to, occasionally giving me quite a launch, which just goes to show her scope and ability over wider fences. I was also told that she is fantastic with water and won't hesitate or shy away. Her responses to the aids were genuinely quick and attentive, though there was a subtle touch of laziness in her overall energy. It wasn't anything dramatic, just a little bit of laid-back attitude that some horses naturally have. But to be honest, that's just part of her charm. No horse is perfect, and you just have to accept them for who they are. So, I guess that's it. You're probably wondering which horse I ended up choosing. I went over and reviewed each one in my mind countless times before making a final decision. Mabel was really sweet and had a bit of attitude, but she felt like a lot to handle, and she was over my budget, so unfortunately she was out of the running. Winston was calm and kind, and while he had plenty of potential, he was limited in the height he could compete at. I didn't feel like I had enough experience to bring out the best in him. Florida, on the other hand, felt just right. She was forward, responsive, and gave me a sense of confidence that none of the others could. So later that week, I called up her owners and I put in a bid for her, as there were other people who had gone to view her, and sure enough, I got her. So I haven't got her just yet. I need to pick her up in about a week's time. So I need to get her stables ready, I need to buy all the feeds, and I felt like it was fair to get her in a week so I could kind of prepare mentally, physically, and just get myself ready. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!